So, hi everybody, we're joined here by Dan, the Ops Director from NCFE and also the MD for Skills Forward. I know you guys are advertising on LindSak at the moment and thought it'd be great to just get a little bit of your time and find out more about what you guys are doing. So anyone who's not familiar with NCFE or Skills Forward, Dan, kind of who are you, what problems do you solve and where do you fit into the market?
Okay, so first and foremost, NCFE are an educational charity. And our core purpose is to promote and advance learning, and we deliver vocations, and historically will be known very much as an awarding organisation, so we certificate and regulate qualifications. Skills Forward are a subsidiary of NCFE, and Skills Forward are an education technology platform that provide initial assessment, diagnostic assessment and online learning resources. And again, support the core purpose at NCFE to promote and advance learning for everybody.
And I suppose it must be a really interesting time for you guys now, especially with the education tech side of things, because, I mean, how has COVID-19 affected training, education and employment?
I think it'd be wrong for me not to challenges that the education sector has experienced as a result of COVID-19, the pandemic and lockdown. And challenges in terms of access to training facilities, furlough, learners who are maybe apprentices have been furloughed, or even training provider, college staff may have been furloughed, which has disrupted the education sector. Some of the problems that we've also seen in terms of the traditional teaching and learning flipping to more online and remote delivery to kind of stick in line with social distancing. And that's really impacted on people because of digital poverty and the digital divide. Not everyone's got access to kit or broadband or data. So there's been some real challenges in terms of mobilisation and changing teaching and learning from the traditional classroom delivery to a remote, more distance learning. I think what I will say is I've seen an incredible amount of resilience from the education and skills and employability sector. When people have come together and collaborated for the greater good of the learner and that person who's the recipient of the learning, the teaching, the qualification, have really seen quite a remarkable sense of pride in education. And it's really encouraging to see the government's agenda in terms of the recovery and our economic recovery and the plan for jobs, etc., putting skills at the heart of that, I think is credit to the amazing sector that we all work in and support.
No, and do you know what, Daniel, totally right, because I suppose even that learner journey piece, the way that they're taught, how they're taught, what they're taught, transformed. And you mentioned there about, the skills gap and also people moving into work. I mean, from your perspective, what does that actually mean now for learners who are looking to move into employment?
I think there's a couple of things, and we've seen a rise in youth unemployment and also a fall in apprenticeship starts. And I think, we can't underestimate the youth, the COVID generation, as people are calling it, where the opportunity that they were potentially going into has disappeared and that rug has been pulled from underneath somebody. So what we need to do is support people, hone in on those core employability skills, and also look at their transferable skills to make sure that sectors that are still growing and are still recruiting, that people are able to secure those opportunities, taking advantage of some of the government support in terms of the Kickstart scheme and the incentives that are available for traineeships, apprenticeships, and taking people on. I think it's where employers need to come together and look at recruitment strategies, and where employers are growing, look at what they can do to support people into employment. I think certainly some of the things we're doing around our Go the Distance campaign at the moment is around supporting youth unemployment as well as adults. So looking at our products, our services, the different qualifications that we offer, the supporting resources and wraparound support that we can give to training providers and colleges who are out there in the community delivering these courses and these support programs to disadvantaged people who have, through no fault of their own, found themselves in a situation that none of us could have expected.
No, and you're right, because the whole world has, I suppose, just turned upside down on its head. And you've got people that may well have had a career for years and years, never really had to touch upon learning because there were careers within those careers. So what does that mean for those who I suppose are already in employment, at risk of losing their roles or recently become unemployed?
I think again, it's around looking at the government's plan for jobs, and that really does have skills agenda at the heart of it. I also think looking at people's skills such as creativity, resilience, their communication, and not everyone, if people have been in careers for some time and have been quite settled, they might not have a CV or even know how to look for work. So I think we need to address some of those core components around people's employability skills, and really focusing on the skills that they do have and how they can transition those from one sector to another. We have seen some sectors really affected as a result of the pandemic and lockdown: retail, hospitality, and aviation. But we've also, on the flip side of that, seen some sectors grow. If you look at the retail in terms of supermarket recruitment, because of everyone was panic buying, and we've seen a massive spike in terms of people needing pasta and toilet roll. So we and also all of my Christmas shopping this year has been done online. So in logistics, distribution, those sectors have grown. And also health and social care. I think we've all got a newfound respect for our National Health Service, as well as our care system. So again, looking at opportunities there where we can put people's skills to use, where they can transfer from one sector into another. And again, it's about making sure that the training providers and colleges and our customers certainly have got all the goods, the products, the services and tools that they need to be able to deliver these programs to their learners.
And Dan, you mentioned it briefly, and I know I've seen a lot on social media about the Go the Distance campaign. So what's that kind of about?
So Go the Distance is NCFE really looking at our core purpose and saying, we want to do something about this. We recognise the challenge. We were formed in 1848 as an educational charity which supported people who were displaced in the labour market. And we've really gone back to our roots in terms of we want to stand up and be counted in terms of doing something about this and recognising the challenge, but not doing that in silo. So what we've been doing is collaborating with other organisations, really looking at how we can address some of the challenges that are faced within the labour market and the wider economy, and tailoring and focusing our different qualifications, how they can support people to progress either in work or in everyday life, as well as the supporting resources, materials. How can we support practitioners to be able to deliver our qualifications in the best possible way in order to improve people's chances of success? So Go the Distance is our campaign around tackling the economic recovery through skills and employability, and that focuses on youth as well as adults in terms of making sure that people are supported to move from where they are now to where they want to be.
And Dan, I suppose, who would I need to be and what would I need to be thinking to make me want to get on the phone to Dan and say, Dan, this is where we're at, it's what we're doing, help, or let's work together?
Yeah, I think in terms of you may be doing some curriculum planning and looking at what programs you might want to deliver this year or next year. You might have had an influx of learners walk through the doors that you weren't expecting, again, because the opportunity that they had is no longer there. So your recruitment in terms of learner numbers might have spiked on your 16 to 19 provision, for example. So it's about looking at the choices and making the right decisions for the learners. So really sitting down, looking at the quality of the IAG and helping learners make those informed choices. So what I would say to anyone out there is when you're doing your curriculum planning, if you're working with local stakeholders and there's a cohort of people who are unemployed and there's an opportunity that we need to help them kind of get towards, look at Go the Distance. We have qualification builders, we have program builders that are there on our website in order to help people navigate funded programs, as well as all of the resources and support materials to be able to deliver the highest quality qualifications and support to learners. So all I would say is if you're facing an issue or you've got a gap that you think you might need to help have plugged, get in touch, look on our website, we're here to help.
And Dan, you mentioned it there as well about what's the best way for people to get hold of someone at NCFE or Schools Forward?
Yeah, so obviously we have our website, so ncfe.org.uk, as well as skillsforward.co.uk. Across all of our social media channels, we have a campaign that's specifically targeted for Go the Distance as well. Or speak to your account executive. You know, if you already have a relationship with someone at Skills Forward or NCFE, just get on the phone, drop them a line, and we're here. You know, we're here as business as usual to support our customers navigate these challenging times. So, you know, drop us a line, an email, visit our website. There's a lot of information on there, as well as interactive program builders, so people can design a very bespoke curriculum towards the needs of their learners.
I suppose it's great with that bespoke element. You can cater it both towards your learners, but then towards your employers as well, kind of really bridging that gap.
Exactly, and we've gone for real sector-specific pathways within our offer as well, to target, you know, the labour markets in each geographical area. So yes, it's very personalised to the learner, but it'll also reflect what we see through our analysis. And again, we've not done this in silo. We've worked in partnership with organisations to make sure we're analysing all of the data, the research, and the insight to ensure that whatever we do offer is actually fulfilling a need and is not just something needed. We're actually backing that up by credible insight and research, showing where the labour market is going, what sectors are doing, so we can target our programmes and qualifications to the sectors where we're seeing still a spike in growth.
No, brilliant, Dan. Honestly, really appreciate that. And like Dan said, you can find them on the website, across their social media. They're also advertised on LindSak as well. So if you are looking at the curriculum piece, if you're looking at engagement with learners, if you're looking at doing something different, getting involved, supporting the sector, reach out, Skills Forward and NCFE.
Thank you.
Dan, thank you for that, and good luck. Sounds like exciting times.
It's great, and again, it's about doing the right thing, Sak. You know, we really have looked at, you know, our core purpose and what we stand for as a business, and the sector in which we serve and support. So fundamentally for us, it's the right thing to do as an educational charity, and giving people the opportunities to progress from where they are now to where they need to be.
No, brilliant. Well, good luck, and
Thank
hopefully
you.
speak to you soon.
Yeah, great speaking to you. Thanks ever so much.